from 6 inches away without being directly in the path of the air. On the lowest speed, we're getting about 45 to 46 decibels. On the highest speed, we're at 60 decibels. On the lowest speed, we're getting 4.5 miles per hour. The CFM at point blank is around 185. At about 2 feet away, we're dropping down to about 120. On max speed at point blank, we're at 320 to 322. And at max speed, at about 2 to 3 feet away, we're at 185. Now just doing a small teardown, taking a couple screws out from the back, and then from the front, you're going to take out just the rear perimeter screws, take off the cap, and a small C-clip that holds the fan blades in. Super simple. We see our fan motor. Now these DC motors and many others, they're constantly squeaking or making those high frequency noises. Unfortunately, that's the one gripe I have about all cordless fans. In particular with this one, if you look here, you can see that amount of motion right there. It may not seem like a lot to you, but this is actually causing a whistle sound because as it's spinning, the shaft is able to move in and out, as well as a lateral movement up and down. So as the fan blades are spinning, the shaft is rocking up and down and in and out of the motor, and that's what's causing that like a whistling sound. If you throw in a battery, it's dead silent. Obviously the motor has a hiss, but the shaft is dead silent. Once the blades go on, that's when you start hearing that woo, that high pitch kind of, or the kind of low pitch whistle sound with a high pitch motor sound. Also, as far as the solder points, yeah, y'all need to, whoever's doing these, have a little more pride in your work. There's a lot more of the conductor that's not touching than what is, and that can lead to, you know, long-term failures. Best is either some kind of shim or something to keep the shaft from being able to slip in and out. This little motion right here does create noise. So if you press it against, it's obviously going to rub against the housing, create friction, metal shavings, and put more stress on the motor. So you have to find a way to kind of keep it locked out, just so it's nice and free moving. So I left my other fan in an apartment that I'm doing a repair / renovation for, so it can dry out some drywall, because that's, you know, doesn't do much good if it's wet yet. So I know that that 4 amp hour XR battery is going to be running for several hours. In the meantime, I didn't like the whistle that you guys have probably seen before this point, so I decided to order another one. Same color, it is another green one. So let's see if this one has the same noise, and that's how they are across the board, or if maybe I just got a little dudderino. Anyway. So taking one of my earbuds out, it does have that same high pitch, somewhere around that low medium. I don't know if you could pick that up because of the fan motion, but they do have some little bit of whistle, little howl to them. But hey, it is what it is. Having a couple of these to dry some drywall or some paint or anything like that, pretty solid for what it is. And the fact that I left this in somebody else's apartment, realistically, I would cry if somebody stole the DeWalt, because that one cost 150 bucks. This cost less than half of that, and I managed to snag it for 21% off, plus Amazon had like a 30% off coupon, so I picked it up for like $39 and some change, which is crazy. So I grabbed two. They both do make noise, but they both do move a solid amount of air. Obviously, a little bit of lubricant and, you know, a couple of things that I did to the other one as well will make this slightly quieter. But DeForce, if you are listening, please make this quieter. That's all. You doesn't have to move more air, does it? Just more consistency as far as making it quiet. Right? It's got 2200 RPMs. The DeWalt does have 3000, but for the price tag, I can pick up 2, 3, 4 of these and not feel as guilty wherever I leave them. If I'm under a car and it happens to be a little dirt or a little dust, I'm not going to feel as guilty with this one. So more consistent speeds, like if you want to do low 1, low 2, medium 1, medium 2, high 3, you know, high 1, high 2, and have 3 speeds, just do that instead of having all these little medians where there's the potential for that noise. But once you take off the fan blades, that whistle is gone. So it does have to do with the shaft making noise as it moves. Do something to isolate the noise in that shaft. Take this light out. Nobody gives a crap. It didn't do much in terms of lighting anyways. Again, better than nothing, but not essential. Again, this one, just the same as the other, has plastic hooks. This cannot hold 2x4s. Please, I want to hook this on a rafter. I want to hook this on a stairwell. Chain link fences, everything, without the risk of this flexing and snapping off, you know? That's all I gotta say. Higher quality and same performance. Now, with everything in my apartment closed, right? All the blinds are doing their thing. Maximum brightness on the fan. You're still seeing the light from my phone, but if I turn it off, I mean, technically I can still see my hand, I guess. But it's not doing the crazy amount. Like if you were in a tent, right, you're camping or whatever, yeah, you're gonna find your whatever you're looking for. But in an open area like this, it's nothing special. I'd still recommend having some kind of true light that's gonna, you know, do a lot more for you. But in an emergency, it is something. Also, once you have your motor back in place, all you do is just slip it straight through. You need to make sure that you don't have any motion against the housing. Again, this is all plastic. On the inside, I would suggest right where the motor sits, having some rubber. If you could have some rubber there and some rubber inserts at the 2 holes here and at the bottom right here. These are the 2 screws that hold the motor to the housing. This right here, put some rubber bushings or something else to have those screws absorbing some of that vibration. That'll also help. But the more motion you have while the motor's spinning at 2200 RPMs, of course you're going to get noise, especially if you have generic fan blades like this that are just wobbling back and forth. Like there's nothing keeping them balanced. So you have to start here, not worry about, you know, you have to worry about the little things. Obviously the fan is the fan, it's going to blow air. That's the big thing. It can do that. And this fan does move good air. But if you can't use it in a tent or use it close near you without headphones, then it doesn't really serve all of its purpose. I don't want to have to always have this thing on blast to make it quiet or to make it enjoyable. You know what I mean? I like my tools to be used out and about whenever I'm doing stuff, but also if I need to come home and use them there too, I want this to be enjoyable all across the board. Now, for those of you who also want to use this while you're sleeping, I just put a little bit of painter's tape. You know, you can use duct tape, masking tape, whatever. Covering the 4 motor holes, yes, that will cause a little more heat to generate. But because the back panel is not weather sealed at all, which again, when they say IP54 rated, as you can see, there's nothing here, no seal, no nothing. It's just a plastic cap that is stopping, you know, the outside dust and debris and water from getting into your fan. So when it's open, you can hear the high-pitched noise of the motor, but if you put the cap on, you know, if this had a rubber seal, it'd be even quieter. Realistically, just grab a piece of duct tape, slap that over the back, and this thing is doesn't have that high-pitched whine anymore. Just need some tape right there. Those two holes are going to be where the screws go. So realistically, the only amount of noise that's going to come out from this is around the shaft and around the edges of that back cap, which is significantly easier to listen to. And the only thing here at this point would be just that whistling sound from the fan. So let's see if we can kind of minimize that and make this the perfect fix, right? Little hack. Also, depending on what type of thread lock you use, that could also help with some of the vibration. Putting in a little bit of a small gasket or maybe an O-ring behind the housing, like take the motor out, go in there, and then kind of set your screw through it. That could also help with some vibration. Again, just tossing out design features that may help your situation with the fan, but you people, you need to work on it. Now, just to shed some light on the situation, got it hooked up on a door, barely struggling by stretching the little plastic arms, or this needs to be wider. Not difficult, right? That one hanging on for dear life, right? And it's also stressing out and scraping the door. Not good. Just put regular rafter hooks on it, please. You could probably do 1x material, but not a 2x. Nothing that's 1.5 to 2 inches. Definitely not going to hang on any studs anytime soon. It does stretch, so I can put it on like my Olympic barbell in the center section. Obviously not here, but that's crazy. Try not to sneeze here. Please make the hooks better. And it goes without saying that obviously I cannot articulate the head toward me unless I use a smaller non-Flexvolt battery. Right, so once I'm able to articulate it towards myself, then you need like a 4 or 5 amp regular battery, maybe a 6. I don't have any of the 8 amp hour XR batteries, so I couldn't tell you, but to have this pointed toward me, because I'm about to take apart and repair that little baby vacuum right there, I want this to give me some good air. So right now it's off, standard 4, fully charged. If I click this, you also hear clicking because the wire that goes to the light fixture right here randomly came out. So now you got to get some, needle nose pliers or a long, piece of metal or something and tuck it back somewhere into the face shroud. These rafter hooks, they got to go, all right? Take the metal rafter hooks that you see on reciprocating saws, on anything. Please make these metal and make them capable of sitting on 2x material, right? Whether it's, I got some premium fur studs under here, right? No shot are these gonna ever hang on there. These need like an extra 1/2 inch to 1 inch of clearance to be able to hang properly. So definitely not gonna happen. Not without stretching them. And with time, this plastic's gonna become pretty brittle and it's gonna snap. The last thing you want is this fan taking a tumble 6-7 feet up door. Big no-no for plastic. So just to be clear, right, from where it is now, I'm about 5 feet, right, to the dead center of my bench. And if I needed to be doing something, it's perfect air. If it was quiet, it would be perfection. On a hot day, you crank this up, you're gonna love it. Don't get me wrong, you are. Right? This hitting you, you're taking your stuff apart, or you're building, or you're changing, or you're doing whatever you do, but don't expect this light to do much, right? It's got 3 modes, 1, 2, 3, but realistically, it's gonna change almost nothing. With some time and experimentation, if you set it to low medium, like right between the two settings, you get this sound. This is the original. If I set it to the same setting, which is right between medium and low, not an issue. Back to the newer one. Not happy. So I'm gonna check to see what's going on there, but that is my take. So unfortunately, we got a dead motor for one of the fans, and it's unfortunate. Like I was saying, they had bad solders to begin with, so not much of a connection there. They were already flaked out, as you can see, or frayed. The connected negative, you can see there are strands that are just not fully connected anyways. So that's bummer. It's all burned out. It started smoking. You can see some of the residue. So I'm gonna say, if you happen to see DeForce out there, at least their fans for now, I'd say pass on them and hope that they increase their quality control more than anything. I understand wanting to save money, but when you cut corners, that is where the dangerous part is. Luckily, I wasn't sleeping next to it because it started sparking, started smoking, and if you don't have a smoke detector and you're a heavy sleeper, it may cause some bad times. So, DeForce, please source your motors better. That is an issue. So it just doesn't sound good. It's not a happy fan. I also, what you see that's red here, I used a high temperature tacky grease to see if that would work. I also used multi-purpose synthetic grease. So lubricating it, fixing the solders, really trying to give this thing the benefit of the doubt, but this thing is going to the trash. Once more, if you happen to see this product out and about, me personally, my recommendation to you is pass, but hey, maybe you get better luck than I do. That's on you, your choice. With that being said, the first one did get returned. This one, not even worth it. I'm just going to toss it. But you have yourself an excellent day and work smart.